Samsung soundbar for 2020. It's the Q60T Soundbar. So it's a separate subwoofer and separate bar. I'm just going to open it up at the top first and get the subwoofer out. It says. Okay, so that's the subwoofer there. Instruction book and remote pack. And more tape here. So the bar itself will be in this compartment here. So that is the actual soundbar, which I'll just unwrap quickly, but we'll get closer to those so we can have a look. So it does look nice. Actually reminds me a bit of the N650. So it says it has the acoustic beam and so on, and it should have the adaptive sound to optimise to the content you're watching. I'll just get the box out of the way. So plastic pallet strap on that subwoofer there. Just take this out as well. Okay, so that is the subwoofer there. So nice sort of vinyl wrapped matte black soundbar. We can see the bass driver there. On the side, on the back, large bass port. Can almost get my hand in. Also, don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but figure 8 mains input, ID set if it loses power into the bar. So all that needs is a main cable, and it can be wherever in the room, and it's then Bluetooth to the bar. There'll be multiple speakers in that bar, but we'll have a look at that in more detail. So here I can see that's the ARC, so you've got a couple of options to connect it to the TV, or several options. You can do it by Bluetooth, which probably isn't the best way, or we've got optical input there. I'll get closer close-ups of these. So digital audio, optical there. HDMI ARC, so the two ways I'd do it is either ARC, so there's a HDMI socket marked ARC on the television, HDMI lead into this one here, so when you turn the TV on and off or do the volume up and down, it will control this bar as well. Again, digital optical audio there, so the other way of doing it is digital optical from your TV, plug it in, other end into that socket there, so it's fed that way. Also, it does the volume control and links via Bluetooth for some function, so it'll tell you you're controlling a Samsung Q60T soundbar, and it mutes the TV speakers and makes sure we just have the volume or the sound coming out of the bar. So all I've got here is a USB socket and the DC 24 volt input, so we'll see the power pack for that in a moment, but no cloth, nice sort of metal grille there in black. That's pretty cool. So there must be multiple speakers across the front, and it quotes the acoustic beam as well, so it should be nice and clear for the sound. While it's here, we may as well actually measure it as well. Let me get it into camera. Okay, so we'll get the full width of it first. So 98 centimetres or 38.5 inches wide. Depth. Ooh. I'd say just under 10.5 centimetres or 9 3/4 inches, and the height of it from whatever it stood on 6 centimetres or between 2 1/4 to 2.5 inches. So that is the subwoofer there. That's that side bass driver. On the back again, large bass port there, figure 8 mains input, so mains to this, mains to the soundbar, but there's no wired link between. That's wireless from the subwoofer to the bar or bar to the subwoofer. ID set to reset pair into a soundbar. Okay, so I'll get a close-up of this remote in a moment. So really, if it's linked to an appropriate TV, you shouldn't have to use the remote much at all. maybe just to do your sort of settings there. Okay, so that's looking at that remote there. So power on and off, Bluetooth pairing, so you can also pair your phones and other devices to play media or music from your phone to that soundbar. Source or input button, whatever source you're using. Play and pause if you're going through and controlling the audio using the remote, but you'd probably use your phone. And obviously your right, up, left, down cursors. Mute button, different preset sound modes, so music, movie, etc. Settings cog, so press that, you can adjust your bass and treble using the cursor arrows. Okay, and also volume up and down. I'm sure you go in for mute as well, even though it's got a separate mute button there. And woofer up and down, so that controls the bass coming out of that subwoofer there. Take the back off, and AA batteries go in there. Back goes back on. So infrared part is blanked out on this remote, so it's wireless to the soundbar, or Bluetooth I guess, to connect the remote to the bar. Okay, other contents in there, so AA batteries for that remote, pop them there. What else is in the backs? Figure 8 mains lead for the subwoofer. This will be a 24 volt power pack with a DC connector. So we'll look where that DC socket goes into that bar later. Figure 8 mains input on the power pack as well. So, figure 8 mains lead for the soundbar power pack. So into the mains, into the soundbar. So it comes with wall mount brackets. We'll have a quick look. So wall mount brackets in here. Plasticky bit somewhere in this bit, so there's a paper template in here if it's the same as previous years. Okay, so you've got a fold out paper template here which you can mark where you want your bar on the wall, and this will tell you where to mount your holes. Obviously you'll need a spirit level unless you want a wonky soundbar, but I will open it up, or attempt to, and we'll have a quick look at that. So it stretches out like so, and depending where the holes are on the bar, I'll soon tell you. Yeah, we're using A. So that's our holes there, and I'll show you what goes on the wall. So it gives you a centre line if this shows up, and then holes A and A, left and right, are where the bits go to the wall. So when I say the bits, I mean it's these two plastic parts here, so they will actually screw to the wall. So you'll end up with one of these on the wall like that if it shows up. And all that happens then, this bit has the bar sat on it. So there's a little M4 screw, it attaches to the bar like so. You can see we've got that bit at the back. I hope I'm explaining this well. So this bit is on the wall, that's on the bar, and it just literally, he says, after dropping it, hooks on. You can just see that in there. So this will be on the wall, the bar is sat across here. Then to unhook, you just simply lift off and away through that hole. Cool. So next thing, I'm going to connect it to a TV. We'll have a look at the connections going in, then run a couple of demos. So I've got a Rode Video Mic Pro, so I hope it gives a bit of accuracy, or gives you a bit of idea, but the best way to sort of analyse these bars is to go and have a look at the real thing in real life. This is looking at my soundbar upside down. So figure 8 mains lead to my power pack. That's the 24 volt power pack. DC 24 volt there if it shows up. It just plugs in nicely like so. And digital optical audio lead, that's coming from the TV I've got above. So same at both ends. Same socket at both ends. I don't know if I can get that to show up, does it? Yeah, we can just see that digital audio optical port there with a little cover flap. That's the HDMI ARC, so either way, if you use ARC, it's marked ARC or EARC on the TV, so an HDMI lead from the TV to here. That connects sound and control. So does the optical combined with Bluetooth, so I'm using optical for this example. So it just sort of clicks in like that. That lead is directional. If it shows up, it's shaped Probably didn't show up that well, but that's it anyway. It is shaped, so it'll only fit in one orientation. That is it. So I'll just flick that over. Okay, power pack can go out the way for now, so from that excess lead, I'll just push that back. Okay, so subwoofer is next. I've already got my mains cable plugged in, figure 8 main, so socket there. That is all we do, is plug the power in. You can see the blue light blinking. That's looking for the soundbar. When the soundbar is on, that will go solid. It means it's paired to it. I don't know if I can hit it from here so we can see it. Let's have a look. So just turn the soundbar on. I expect it to find the bar and stop blinking. There we go. Solid blue light. That's connected. Television, you can just see above being turned on there.
School before the summer.
It's automatically turned on my soundbar.
Over the last few weeks, Jonathan, it really is.
I'll just turn the soundbar off. So I can hear TV sound.
In terms of the government's response to coronavirus, but its reputation and its standing as
Turn
a
the
whole.
soundbar on.
The tests that it has set itself in terms of getting some children before the summer holidays, which they had to backtrack on, and then the system put in place to deal with exam results.
Okay.
Where no exams have been
I just
taken,
tilt my camera up slightly. So as I do my volume on the TV, you can see there it's saying HW Soundbar Q60T series. So that information there is coming from Bluetooth. The audio information itself is coming through that optical cable, and it does the Bluetooth link automatically. It knows there's something connected to it. Okay, so on the soundbar remote, if I press the sort of cog symbol on it, I've got treble appear on there. Press it again, bass, and I can go up and down, say +1, or I can go -1, whatever suits me. Or I can actually knock the subwoofer up and down, so that's the subwoofer rocker switch on the remote. And again, I can press sound mode and it comes up surround. Scrolling across, sound, slowly. Again, gain, adaptive, so that should adapt to the relevant content to give you the best audio possible. DTS, virtual surround, I guess it's going to say. Oh, virtual X. And again, standard. So I'm going to leave it on standard, and all I'm going to do now quickly is go to YouTube, try some royalty-free music. Just try something different from the same provider, so credit to bensound.com, I'll write that in the description. just going to go back to normal TV so we can hear some speech as well.
They can just get Joe back in, or if they can get someone from the Democrat Party, or even a mainstream Republican eventually, everything will be fine. So those are all the factors playing in, I think.
When you say the mainstream media is exaggerating things, are you talking specifically about what, COVID-19?
Well, I think the coverage of COVID-19, I'm not big on mandates.
Why not, if it works?
Well, first, it hasn't been proven that a national mandate would work. So that's part of the problem.
Well, I mean, we do see numbers coming out of South Carolina just today, which shows that the areas of the state that have a mask mandate have been responsible for bringing down the COVID numbers more than the areas of the state that doesn't. Wouldn't that suggest that it was a good idea?
Well, I think a lot of these numbers, and this is what's so unpredictable about it, they are, when you do additional testing, you're going to have
pretty boring there, so we shall call that it for now, and we'll see you next time.
So if you look at the states
Can I do that? Yes.